Good. Good. All right. Well, with that, I liked last time with 5 years, but do you want to do a different time frame, or do you want to do next year? Do you want to do 10 years? Do you want to do a couple of years? Or do you want to do
Um,
tomorrow?
I think a little bit closer,
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2 years,
Okay.
or even 6 months. Maybe we should try 6 months.
6 months. That would be fun. So yeah, I'll probably still be here. Yeah, I won't think about that. That's cool. All right. Yeah. Do you?
And for 5 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Good. Ready?
All right.
Go.
Okay, it's been 6 months now since we've started Kylegoing, and already I'm kind of feeling really good about these meetings every week. That's kind of happening early, but it's kind of like this thing that's just I'm training this new muscle this past 6 months, and it's created a lot of cool flow for me. I've like gotten rid of a lot of stuff that I've wanted to get rid of. I'm living pretty simply now. Um, and I'm really cherishing conversation a lot more over these past 6 months. It's like things are so intentional, and I'm letting the universe flow into me a lot more. And it's summer now, and I feel like everything I'm doing is kind of that process. So um, I just finished that tennis tournament that I did last year in Mankato, and I won a few more matches, but that didn't matter to me. It was more the connections I made, and seeing people again that I met last year and just being supportive with them, and yeah, knowing that I'm like 49 and playing tennis and doing better than I did last year. People noticing it was great that I'd lost the weight, and I've inspired some more people to do that, who were even like those tennis players that I knew before. So um, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I feel like I actually am having more fun just being me and myself. And I had to learn these past 6 months how to slow down and how to really carve out time. I'm a very organizational person, so I had to create processes that would actually carve out time for me, and those times were non-negotiable. So once I put my ego to work to say, carve out a time for me that's just for me, and make me accountable. So that was kind of something I thought of to do. And over the last, at first I wasn't as good at it, but now that 6 months has gone by, I'm really able to even articulate to folks that this time for me is non-negotiable. I'm really sorry. I can't make a meeting with you, or I can't do that with you. Um, this is how I can show up better for you. I can show up better for you because I'm feeding myself, and so I have to like say no to certain things. And so if they push, that's how I tell them. If people push, say, "Oh, I can't do that," I just have to say, "This isn't negotiable for me. It's an agreement I've made with my higher self that keeps me creative, and it's made all the difference in the world. And it's more than just physical activity or weight loss or things that are affecting me. I feel like my mind is a lot centered when I make sure to give myself that time, even if it's a nap, even if it's walking my dog, even if it's just non-structured um, universe time. That time is always there, and I look forward to that time. It helps me create and do things better. And then the Kylego time is always good for processing and for work. And I feel like things are happening with both Rita and I, with not just our business but our lives, and we're able to like talk to people about this process more. And people are actually recognizing some changes in us. That there's like someone came up to me and said, "There's some sort of calm center in you, Scott, and I don't know what it is." And all I could say was, "Well, I don't know what it is either, but I'm just going with it." So I don't necessarily want to take that too seriously. So I just, once I put a name on it, I think that probably would like negate it. So that's the thing that's happening with me now, that I've really done that over the last 6 months. It's just more time for me, more time to carve out the trust. And I've gone camping more, um, and I've been in nature more, and it's been so incredible. So it was almost like when the spring came, I was just like off and running, with the me time because of this Kylego and because of needing that space and to really reach out to what's in me and to not actually have to explain it to anyone. And I'm still that introvert, and I love that. And I still go out, and I know that going forward in my life, I'm going to keep doing this. So, um, yeah, and I, regardless of what happens in the future, but I think that this time right now, this 6 month period, has really shown me that, yeah, you can really step into something that's just wild. I feel like it's wild, and I'm not going to control it. So that's the kind of feeling I want to take forward into a year. Maybe in a year I'll discover even more. But yeah, at the 6 month point, it's kind of I finally hit that hard line to where I can confidently say, yeah, this is part of me showing up good for you. It's for me to feed myself, and
Nice.
people people are understanding that.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yes. Very good.
Oh,
A definite theme in that one.
oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's fun. All these are different. It's nice.
Yeah. Right. You find out what's going on in there.
I like the 6 month one. Good.
Yeah. It's almost like maybe it's telling you the next step
Yeah. Yeah.
rather
Oh,
than that distant dream.
right. All right. Well, 5 minutes for you.
Okay. Let me get the timer. Okay. Here I go. Okay, so it's 6 months into Kylegoing with Scott, and so much has emerged and come out of this and revealed itself. And in that time, we're in the middle of summer, so starting the Kylego in that almost solstice period of darkness and colder weather, moving through the spring, watching everything turn green and get warm, and now we're getting rain, and just it's like feeling cleansed in so many ways, and getting out in nature even more, but feeling really like familiar with this new space I've moved into, this new way of understanding how things work and how I work, and accepting it. And the coming into the studio in the mornings, it's become a practice a practical practice of being really quiet and asking questions in the morning and letting that just happen, letting answers come, or spirits or whatever happens, or if it's quiet, then I just go paint. If nobody's coming today, then I just go paint, and it's all good. Or I write. And once I started accepting that, and Scott really helping me because I could say these things out loud, and so that became normal. So I could say it to other people, and it felt normal in me. So they responded like, "Oh, yeah, huh, I never thought of it that way." So there was an acceptance because I was accepting it. So I've become able to explain what it is I actually do. Like, I'm not an artist, or I am an artist, but that's not the thing that I hang my identity on anymore. So I have this way of helping people see that, like Scott said, that being peaceful and quiet is actually a thing, and it's actually an active thing and a productive thing. And so this thing that I'm passionate about and I come out to the studio to do is actually bringing more creativity and more business and money and things that I wouldn't necessarily have chased if I was going to be promoting. But I've just sort of moved into this role of teacher, not in the way I would have designed it, like just an art teacher, but it's like a wholly integrated being teacher. And I don't even have to explain that to people. That's just what it turns into. And those are the people who come to me to learn how to paint or learn about making stories or characters, that it turns into this more integrated way of creating from the universe, receiving from the universe in order to create and move that energy through you, so that it's not like a look what I can do. These are the skills, these are the techniques and the skills. It's more like, look what showed up today, or look what took 6 months to show up. And you can do it too. We all can if we open up. And if this is where your calling is, to be creating visual things or business things or whatever it is you feel called to create. I learned how to teach some of that.
Great.
There's my,
Ooh.
there it is.
There it is. Wow, that's great. I like the idea of like learning how to teach that thing. That's cool.
Yeah, it feels, well, I'm taking your word for it at the
You
moment.
got 6 months. That's...
Right. Scott said it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Good. Good. Oh. How did that feel the same way for you? Kind of like, oh, that's kind of almost accessible now? Or
Yeah.
with a few little tweaks, it could be accessible? That's what I kind of felt like for me. I'm like, oh, yeah. It's like, and really, it's kind of around the corner. You're like, oh.
Right. 6
So,
months.
yeah. So maybe that's, to me, it's something that's like, maybe for 6 months down the road, I like have to put something in place now so that I can kind of ensure that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird how this like process shows us a path and then we can just walk it. That's a different feeling. This 6 month one it's a very different feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So it's,
I'm having this thing going on, going, what are you talking about? Oh my God. I have this little thing going, this panic going on.
oh,
What are you saying?
I mean, I have to do this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Right.
Oh, I don't want to.
I know. I can
Yeah.
resist longer. I really can.
Oh, that's true, and we can. I guess we
Uh-huh.
can resist it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got 15 years going.
Yeah, yeah. I can.
I get a medal for that one.
I can people please as long as I want and just stay in my
Right,
space and not have to worry about it.
right.
That's my thing, you know. Um, I can just run and run and run and people please and not have any time for myself and be in the same spot I am now, I guess. So in
Yeah,
6 months, so
it's an option.
there's an option. But oh
Oh, we're so funny.
yeah, and or maybe in 6 months you'll still be panicking for the next 6 months. I don't know.
Right.
You know,
Who
it's kind of like
knows?
um, you're skydiving and so you're still panicking
Mm.
and
Hmm.
throughout your yeah, you're panicking and you
Love that.
yeah.
Should we do the supercharge?
Yeah. So 2 minutes each or
Mm-hmm.
do we
Yep.
just supercharge each other right now or do we do two
All
minutes
right.
and you
Oh,
2 minutes?
um, what do you feel like?
Let's just do the supercharges, like
Okay.
opposite to each other.
Yeah.
6 months.
Okay. Are you ready to go?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Two.
All right. So one of the things that I really admired about Rita when she talked about the 6 month period, about how she really, um, the springtime and how things changed so much for her. And it was almost like watching a season unfold with Rita because she was so into this moment and she actually understood the moments as they were happening. And I remember seeing the spring unfold and then the summer unfold. It was kind of like it was the model that really helped me realize that I didn't have to hurry so much, that in this unfolding that she so naturally did, she actually propelled herself probably farther than me because I listened more to my analytical mind. So I probably am a little bit 6 months behind her because she's really done a lot of the work of like letting go of stories, be I actually feeling them and having the space to actually um, and the knowledge and the experience of like meditating and napping and doing all these things that she normally just always does because that's her thing. So it's really cool to see how the things that I come up with, Rita's like already done, and she's like, okay, yeah, it's that's the thing, and it's kind of inspired me now that it's summer, that I know that in the fall is coming along, and so I am just sort of like enjoying summer, and then when fall comes, I'll enjoy fall, and it's just kind of I'm not necessarily looking forward to it or not looking forward to it. I'm just in this stream. And this is kind of what she's provided as inspiration to me to stay in the stream of like what you're feeling in that moment. And those carve out times that I've given for myself have been perfect for me to just sort of tap into that and just feel what I need to feel. And maybe I need going forward seeing her process through the seasons. I need to just give myself more time and
That's
also
cute.
unstructured time. Just like oh, I don't have anything to do. I'm going to give myself some time to meditate. That's outside of my time. It's bonus time.
Yep. She's got the timer.
Oh, my dog's got the timer.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. That's good. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm so glad these are recorded.
good.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. The supercharging is the best. It's really, yeah, it really puts a twist on whatever I had going on.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, supercharges it. Okay.
That's
All
why they
right.
call it supercharging. No. Kidding.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to do you now.
All right.
So, Scott is definitely showing the signs of taking you're taking time for yourself. I see it in you. You you know it's interesting because you're less visible, but you're more visible. It's the weird paradox. It's like you're less what surface visible, like online. Maybe maybe you're getting out more to actual face-to-face visible with people. And that's what I feel like is what's going on, or visible in nature. Trees are seeing more of you, streams, and your doggy's going with you. And but when you do show up to your clients or with your groups online, you're more visible, even though you haven't been there as often. When you are there, it's more full than it was before. And so that time of that you've been taking for yourself and carving it out, people are really appreciating that, because you're modeling for all the rest of us to do the same. And you're showing the benefits of it. And so it's like we can't necessarily see the effect it has, like rolling in, but you can see little increments of a wider world changing just from you taking time for yourself and making that happen. The greater world is changing in pieces.
Thank you. That was good. Yeah, I like the idea of like showing up fully, a little less, but doing more in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm.
And
After,
that it's
yeah.
okay to show up less,
Yeah, and
but
it's okay to show up
more.
less, but more. Ooh, yeah.